The refugee charity Care for Calais has criticised the UK government's new 3-year deal with France to tackle illegal channel crossings, warning it could lead to more loss of life. The agreement will see French riot police deployed on beaches to try to stop migrants setting off, but British officials say some funding will be stopped after a year if crossings are not reduced. The UK's Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood said it's a critical deal for both France and the UK.
In its totality, I think this deal is a landmark agreement. It will really arm us to be able to go after people smugglers. We've already made huge progress on arrests of people smugglers, and I know that with this agreement we can go much further in order to stop this trade and to prevent crossings as well. So I very much look forward to the close work that I know we will be doing together with the Minister and his team at the Ministry of the Interior, but also with French law enforcement in the north of France. It is critical for both countries that we are able to resolve the issues that we see in the channels. It has a big impact on communities in France, particularly in northern France, and also back home in the United Kingdom.
Well, on the beaches of northern France for us today is the BBC's James Waterhouse.
I'm stood in the middle of 150 kilometres of coastline, which the French authorities try to police, and there is no shortage of people you meet, migrants who have made lengthy journeys here from parts of the Middle East, like Iraq, like Iran, Eritrea in North Africa. They make their way up through to Europe, often making even more dangerous boat journeys across the southern Mediterranean. And you are in no doubt that they see the UK as their most desired destination. They say they are treated with humanity there. They are confident that they would be given asylum if they are escaping war, and many we meet say they are. But they also have family there and a shared language. So you have these driving forces against a UK less willing to accept them. There is a growing political consensus that illegal migration levels are getting out of control. Small boats forms a part of that, but on the French side there is a reluctance really still, and this is the rub among French police officers who don't want to directly intercept these small boats once they are loaded with migrants or even further out to sea, unless they get into trouble themselves. There is a genuine concern here about loss of life for the officers as well as the migrants.
This new deal that's been announced today, hundreds of millions of pounds, James, but what in it is new? What's going to be different?
Well, it seems both sides have got the compromises they wanted. The French wanted more money. They have that compared with the last 3-year term. We're talking about more than £600 million, and around 160 million of that is conditional, and it's that condition that the UK wanted to add. They wanted, it's almost like a performance-related funding model, where they are saying they could pull out £160 million after a year if the number of small boat crossings isn't reduced. The specifics of that are not yet clear. What constitutes a satisfactory improvement for the British? Because over the last 3 years, the numbers have once again been rising to almost record levels. More than 42,000 people last year made the journey across to southern England behind me. And this is, of course, a story dictated by the weather. When the weather is fine, with the arrival of spring and summer, with it being the peak, it allows for calmer waters typically, calmer winds, and when that happens the waves are smaller and more attempts are made. And then of course you have the smuggling gangs content on the exploitation, the continued exploitation of the people being forced to make these journeys. So you sense, while you have those prevailing forces, this political arrangement today is, yes, a significant amount of funding for heightened policing, but it'll be these types of arrangements that'll have to continue because the root causes are seemingly enduring.
James Waterhouse there.